Well, the holiday season is just about over, and while the decorations are still beautiful, especially these poinsettias, now it's time to get ready to throw all the holiday fare away. Or is it? If you want to know how to recycle most of your holiday items, stay right here, because It's Your Call is going to tell you how you can have a greener New Year. And it all starts right now. Hi there, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lynn Doyle. For those who celebrated Christmas this week, we hope it was a wonderful occasion for you. And if you've done any kind of decorating at all this season and will be getting ready to take it all down soon, I'd like you to ponder some of the ideas that we have coming up. Ideas that will not only recycle your items, but will also make your home a bit greener for 2011. First up here on the show, I want you to meet Tina Sotolano, who is a horticulturalist with the Bucks Country Gardens. She's here to tell us how we can recycle some of those decorations that we're enjoying so much right now and do our part for the environment as well. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk first about the Christmas tree, because this week is the week that a lot of people say, okay, done with it, I'm over it, it's time to get rid of it. How long should we keep it in the house?
It all depends on actually when you put it up. I mean, some people who do fresh, they go 1 to 2 weeks before the holidays, so then they can have a little longer shelf life inside. But what I generally tell people is, you know, you pull the stems. If you see droppage of the needles on your tree, it ceases to take up any more water in its water basin, and it's starting to yellow and brown the tips, then it's time to let it go.
Yeah, because at that point it could be a safety hazard.
Absolutely.
And we never want that to happen.
Right.
So do we automatically put it in a big trash bag and chuck it out to the end of the driveway?
No,
I didn't think so.
No. But certain townships do have their own tree recycling, and you can put it to the curb. Make sure you put it outside of don't use a plastic bag. Just leave it by itself. Or you can compost it. Yeah, we've been hearing a lot about that when we're doing this greenery kind of thing, this green environmental, environmentally conscientious thing. So if you're not able to recycle it and you do want to compost it, any suggestions for that? Yeah, just take it out to the bag, cut it up in little pieces, and just let it die back down into the landscape. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, it becomes a renewable resource, and it just decomposes right back down into the soil.
Now, a lot of us, when we put up a live tree, actually need to cut it, make it fit, trim it, and use those trimmings throughout the house. What do we do with those trimmings? Any suggestions for those?
I have a very good suggestion. Porch planters. Okay, basically, you can make a winter container garden using those cut greens.
A winter container garden. Okay, so you have a finished product. Let's take a look at what it's going to look like. If you're interested in doing a winter container garden, this is what it will look like. My question is, how do we get it to look like that?
Okay, well, it's very simple. First, you want to start by going out to your yard, into your own landscape, and looking at your evergreens. Okay. All evergreens during the winter time can benefit from a little pruning.
Really?
It doesn't have to be harsh pruning. It can just be basic, some of the lower branches, or some of the tips can be trimmed. Okay. Okay, here I have some cuttings actually of different greens, starting out with Fraser fir, and that's basically, you can pick any type of evergreen you want to start your entire container garden. Doesn't matter whether it's any type of Fraser fir or Douglas fir. Okay. Okay, just what you ever have a lot of.
And these are just the kinds of containers that sometimes the mums come in, or I've got summer plants in there. We're just kind of reusing that again as well. So there is dirt in this container, right?
Absolutely, that's a very good point. Okay. Always want to recycle your pots. Yep. This is existing soil that was used during the previous growing season. Okay. Okay. During the summer months, everyone likes to have their own container garden. Generally, what I tell people is you don't have to lift the whole plant out at the end of the season. Basically just cut the tops off. Okay. Okay, and leave what's in there. All
right, so now you take some cuttings from your own backyard, from some trees that you have around that could use the little pruning, and what do? You just kind of start to put them in?
Right. Now,
how I can do this.
How I explain this to people is, it's just like when you go buy a beautiful bouquet of flowers and you want to arrange it in a vase. Okay. You want to take I have one started already, you want to take one of your tallest leaders, okay? And I already have one in the container, but to show you, pretend this is one of your tallest leaders, and you can start in the middle, or you can place it towards the back of the container. It depends upon how you want to view the container, because a lot of people push it up against
a wall
or the wall,
or something
right?
Like that.
Exactly. For this particular, I have it close to the back, and generally what I do is I work outwards. Okay. So each branch is shorter than the last branch. Okay, and to make it to fill around the edges, basically what I do is you don't have to put the branches straight up and down. You can always put them on a slant. Okay.
And that's what gives it that fullness.
That's what gives it that fullness that you see in the finished product. Okay, so generally what I do is just, you know.
Now while you're doing that, tell me what else we're going to be putting in this container.
Well, everyone in their own landscape has some Douglas fir trees, primarily.
Oh, yeah.
You want to make sure that you're mixing textures. There's beautiful white pine. Everybody has white pine.
Again,
more Douglas fir.
Here, just smell.
Isn't it wonderful? Also, blue spruce adds a wonderful accent, as you can see in this one. It adds the nice color balance. Okay.
Okay.
You also want to add some boxwood.
Let me get some of these for you so you can do this.
Great, thank you. That's some juniper, but again, you could add some boxwood, which again adds some nice glossy leaf and a different texture to your garden. Another addition that I love that we have on the property at Bucks Country Gardens is cryptomeria. Okay, and that, let me put that down. Yeah, I'll just do one-handed. I'm used to that. Okay, as you can see in the finished product here, the cryptomeria naturally has these little pods at the end, which also add, they're like little mini pine cones.
Right, and it kind of gives it color and texture.
And look at the different color variation that you can get from that. Okay?
Great ideas.
Yeah, and then again, berries are always good for the wildlife. Juniper. Everybody has some juniper in the property.
So these are all things in our backyard. Or
Absolutely.
You can walk in the woods and do a little bit there.
Absolutely.
Now you brought, we're going to have to take a break in just a minute, but you brought some other items here. Are these actually for the container garden or elsewhere in the house?
They are. Now, once you have your base of greens, okay, let me just flip-flop this out fast. Okay, move this over. I'm destroying the set. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's been destroyed by better people than you.
And generally what I do is I add some more height to the container.
Okay.
I basically, again, like a floral arrangement, you want to start with your largest in the middle and then work outward. Okay, now this is yellow twig dogwood. Again, a lot of nice shrub that people have in their landscape. It comes in a red twig variety.
Okay.
Beautiful accent to any landscape and to any container. You just want to...
I have a beach house, and I have to say that I recognize this right here. Isn't this hydrangea?
That is.
Yeah, because I have a lot of this dead on my property right now.
Well, you know, the great thing about it is it's great for decorating indoors. You can do anything with it. You can make dried arrangements with it, or you can just use it in your container garden. So generally, I'm just going to... They got a little beat because...
So these aren't anything that you spray painted. This is just something that was a white birch or a yellow.
That actually, I have to say, is. Now, I want to point out that you can just choose go cut any, branches that have no leaves on them, from any deciduous tree in your yard, and you can just spray paint them. It doesn't have to be,
This just by itself in a vase would be kind of cool.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what I do at my house. I just put those in an urn and then put some moss around it, and it stays through the whole winter months.
Winter months. Okay, on that note, I'm going to take a quick break, as I said, but when we come back, we're going to tell you how you can take what you have in your home right now and use it all winter long, and while you're doing it, you could be helping the wildlife around your neighborhood as well. We're going to have that and more when we continue, so please stay with us.